Hi and welcome to Preview TV. We're joined here with Anas Osman, who is the co-editor and cameraman of 024, which is coming out in the cinemas this summer.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So Anas, how did you use media technologies in the construction, research, planning and evaluation stages?
Well, before we could put the whole thing together, we had to decide on what genre to use. So we went out to research on many types of films using different sets of genres, like Elysium being sci-fi thriller, The Purge being horror thriller, and The Pacific Rim being a horror sci-fi. Our research was mainly based from YouTube, which was obviously very helpful for finding and downloading trailers to analyse in my research. It gave us a clear idea that we wanted to make our film a mixture of two or more genres. It was also useful for uploading my own creations of videos to get audience feedback in an easier and more professional fashion. Some of our research was based from IMDb. In this project, I found that this site provided me with the most help I needed when wanting information on a film, like names of actors, names of directors, release dates, genres, etc. It helped me a lot through my research process, revealing to me recommendations of films that might help me in my research and giving me the vital information I require on the film that inspired me in my work.
So in the end you went for a political horror. Explain to me how this decision came about.
Well, we used a site called SurveyMonkey, an easy and reliable site that creates a questionnaire to find out information about our audience and what they enjoyed most. When we created our questionnaire, we put it through Facebook to get a wider audience and get useful feedback.
Oh, so what about a trailer? How is it constructed to fit your genre?
Well, for our film, we could have used a normal flip camera and put the whole thing together from there, but we chose not to. We wanted our film to look more professional and original. We also wanted a camera that had much better features, especially when it came to taking pictures for our poster and magazine. The camera we used was a Canon 650. The reason we used this was because it had a better picture quality, a higher frame rate, and everything could be adjusted right down to the light intake or the focus of the camera. Now if you look at the beginning of our trailer, there are a series of establishing shots, such as the still shot of the Shard and London Light. These were made by positioning the tripod into a fixed position and recording the set for several seconds. Using Final Cut Pro, we then trimmed those shots to the size that we wanted and placed them on the timeline. However, other establishing shots such as the panning shot of the Houses of Parliament and the tilting shot of the abandoned building required a different method, like keeping the vertical into a fixed position so that the tripod could only move horizontally, giving you a panning shot, or the other way around, where you can only move the tripod vertically, giving you a tilting shot. Just like all the other established shots, we trimmed pieces from the beginning and end using the cut tool or Final Cut Pro and placed them on the timeline. Most of the shots we took for our trailer required these three methods. After we finished filming and gathered up all our footage, we decided to work on our intertitles. Just like some of the other shots we filmed, for our intertitle tools, we took inspiration from the film Elysium. In Elysium, the intertitles are not in bold. Instead, the letters are spaced out, giving exactly the same effect as it was in our trailer. And 024 is set in the future, so spacing letters will give it a better futuristic look. We also thought it would have a bigger impact. This is because it looked simple and less dull. To get the similar text as Elysium, we simply went on font, scrolled down, and selected stencil. After that was sorted, we were at the final stage of our film, which were the transitions and effects. For our transitions, we wanted to carry on the story and easily link one scene to the other, just like how they did on Purge. To get the same effect, we just went on transitions and selected fade in, fade out. As this is a similar effect used in the Purge, which we took inspiration of. The fade in, fade out effect was which we mainly placed on the parts where there was a change in the soundtrack. We did this by carefully cutting and placing the footage within the audio so that the right changes were made in the trailer along with the right sound.
Oh, so how did you use the Kia tool?
The Kia tool was used in a scene where you see the pigs marching towards the camera. That footage was the part that we had a lot of problems in because it required a process where we had to film individuals walking on the spot in the green room. We then had to get rid of the background using the key effect. This made sure that we could overlap the individuals by putting them on top of each other on the timeline, giving a duplicating effect of masked people walking with the antagonist in the front leading the group.
Oh, so what forms of technology did you use for your ancillary text?
For our ancillary text, we used Photoshop. The reason for this is because it has many features alternative softwares like Paint and Fireworks don't have. Photoshop is also more advanced and easy to experiment with, as it works in layers, so whatever you do wrong in one layer will not affect any of your existing work.
What technologies did you use to communicate with your group?
Because everyone in our group had access to internet, we had the benefits to plan things through on an app known as WhatsApp. Here we were able to give each other deadlines and times to meet up at a certain location to film.
Well, thank you, Anas, for your take on the technology that you used. This is all we have time for on Preview TV. Thanks, Anas.